Trump just made a move that could change the course of the Ukraine war forever by unleashing US weapons inside Russia itself. And if Putin reacts, the world could be one step away from World War III. For over 2 years, Ukraine has fought to survive against Russia's full-scale invasion. Despite billions in Western military aid, one red line has remained firm. Ukraine could not use US weapons to strike Russian soil. That boundary was meant to avoid escalation, meant to keep the war from spilling into NATO or turning nuclear. But now, former President Donald Trump is signaling a complete reversal. He's told top aides that if he wins in 2024, Ukraine will be cleared to strike Russia directly, with American firepower. On May 28, reports begin surfacing from Trump's inner circle. According to leaked briefings, Trump has no problem with US-supplied missiles being used against Russian targets inside Russia. This includes key military command centers, ammo stockpiles, air bases and missile launch sites deep within Russian borders. The leak sends shockwaves through Washington, Brussels, and Moscow. The Biden administration scrambles to respond. For months, President Biden has insisted on limiting US support to inside Ukraine only. But now, members of Congress, Pentagon generals, and NATO commanders are being forced to confront the unthinkable. What happens if Ukraine uses US weapons to strike Moscow, or worse, nuclear sites inside Russia? The Kremlin responds instantly. Russian Foreign Ministry issues a warning. Any US involvement in attacks on Russian territory will be treated as direct participation in the war. Inside Kiev, Ukrainian commanders quietly welcome Trump's stance. They've long argued that Russia enjoys a sanctuary, launching missiles and drones from across the border with no consequences. Now that sanctuary might vanish. Ukraine begins drawing up target maps. Airfields launching Su-34S, ammunition depots near Belgorod, radar and command hubs near Kursk. Even the infamous Milarovo Air Base, once struck covertly, now a clear target. And the weapons? HIMARS with extended range, ATACMS ballistic missiles, Storm Shadow and JDAM bombs retrofitted for cross-border ops. NATO officials hold a closed-door meeting in Brussels. European allies are divided. Poland and the Baltic states back Trump's logic. Let Ukraine fight to win. Germany and France fear a massive Russian response. Missile strikes, cyber attacks, or worse, tactical nukes. A NATO general reportedly says, "We are entering uncharted territory, one misstep and we're all in it." Let's break down what Ukraine might get under Trump's order. ATACMS, range of up to 300 kilometers, used to devastating effect on Russian airfields. With permission, they can now strike deep inside Russia. GLSDB, longer reach, more precision. Cheap, fast, deadly. HIMARS, already feared by Russian troops. Unleashing its full range removes all safe zones across the border. F-16S. If Ukraine receives them soon, Trump's green light means those fighters could hit Russian convoys before they even reach Ukraine. As Trump's statement circulates, Russia begins pre-deploying S-400 air defense systems along its border. Satellite images show reinforcements moving to Belgorod and Bryansk. Putin's advisors are split. Some urge restraint to avoid direct war with the US, others demand preemptive strikes on Ukraine's launch systems. Russian state TV goes nuclear, literally, talking openly about strikes on Poland, Romania, and Germany if US missiles are used against Russia. From a military strategy standpoint, Trump's approach changes everything. Ukraine's current limitation: Russia can strike from safe territory. Ukraine must absorb attacks, then respond only within its own borders. Trump's doctrine flips that. Remove the enemy's sanctuary, target supply lines, logistics, and launch sites before they strike. This is basic military logic. Defeat the enemy before he reaches you. Now the world waits. If Ukraine hits Russia with US missiles, will Putin double down, escalate to tactical nukes, or retreat under pressure? Some military analysts believe Trump's gamble could shorten the war. If Russia loses its ability to strike from safe territory, it might be forced to negotiate or face massive losses. But others warn escalation may spiral out of control. One terrifying fact remains: Russia's nuclear doctrine allows first use if the homeland is under threat. If Ukrainian missiles armed with US tech start hitting air bases or early warning radar systems, Putin may believe a larger NATO strike is underway. And then, the unthinkable. Trump's shock decision to lift all limits may give Ukraine the upper hand, but it could also drag the entire world into a new war. What do you think will happen next? Will Putin hold back, or are we racing toward global escalation? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more battlefield breakdowns.